To Sherlock Holmes, she is always the woman. I had seen little of Holmes lately. My marriage had drifted us apart, and I was consumed by my own happiness. But Holmes, he loathed every form of society with his whole Bohemian soul. He remained in our lodgings in Baker Street, buried among his old books, and alternating from week to week between the dreams of cocaine and the fire of his own ambition. Then, on the night of the 20th of March, 1888, I was returning from a patient. My way led me through Baker Street. As I passed that well-remembered door, a dark whim seized me. I looked up. There, against the blind, I saw his tall, spare figure pass twice in a dark silhouette. He was pacing the room swiftly, eagerly, with his head sunk upon his chest. He was at work again. He had risen out of his drug-created dreams and was hot upon the scent of some new and terrible problem. I went up to the room. It smelled of chemicals and old tobacco. He did not say much, but his eyes were like cold blades. "You have been in the rain," he said. "And you have a most clumsy and careless servant girl." He saw everything, the scars on my shoes, the marks of a secret life. It was terrifying how easily he pulled the truth from the shadows. Suddenly, he threw a letter across the table. It was thick, pinkish-tinted paper, with no name and no date. It warned of a masked visitor who would arrive at 7:15. Just then, we heard it. The heavy, slow hum of a carriage, and then, the thundering footsteps of a giant upon the stairs. The door swung open, and a man entered who stood nearly 7 feet tall. He was dressed in the opulence of a king, but his face was hidden by a black-visored mask, leaving only his piercing eyes visible. He spoke with a deep, guttural growl, claiming to be a mere count. But Holmes did not flinch. He stripped away the man's lies with cold logic until the giant tore the mask from his face and hurled it to the ground. "I am the king," he cried in a voice of pure terror. The King of Bohemia was being blackmailed. A woman named Irene Adler, a woman with the face of an angel and the mind of a demon, held a photograph that could destroy his kingdom and his upcoming marriage. He begged Holmes for help. As the clock struck midnight and the king vanished back into the fog, Holmes sat in the dark, thinking of her. To him, she was no longer just a ghost from the past. She was the most dangerous adversary he had ever faced. The hunt for Irene Adler had begun.